Sophia Armorall Martin Hatch. Ooh.
This thing growing inside me. I've been fighting it for 6 hard years. Dr. Amaral was developing a cure for the Cronon syndrome. She was the only one who could administer the treatments that kept my sickness at bay.
Paul?
And Jack had taken her away from me.
Oh.
How the fuck did this happen, Morton? How is it possible they managed to take her?
Paul, is your illness talking? I'm on your side.
Looks like he's
You're...
turning into...
They took her. Without Sophia, there's no chance of a cure.
We did all we
Shifter?
could. But there are forces within Monarch working against you, and I believe Burke was just the tip of the iceberg. It wasn't just Joyce that did this.
Sir? We've recovered Dr. Amaral's laptop. We have it set up over there if you want to take a look.
I'll be right there.
Ooh, he's suspicious as fuck. Oh.
I want to go over Sophia's figures. If she's right, the fracture is escalating a lot faster than we anticipated.
Oh.
You know the future. Dr. Amaral doesn't. Is the lifeboat even in a viable state for activation? She's trying to convince you the schedule's wrong. Why? To get you to rush this? To make a mistake? The people opposing you. She could be one of them.
She isn't.
Are you willing to bet the entire plan on that? I implore you, hold off on activation, Paul. Let me clean house before this gets completely out of hand.
Okay. Is it safe? Hello, everybody! Welcome back to my channel. I was looking for an opening to make the intro, but they kept...
This way.
Yes, sir. I'm coming. I promise. Hello. We have to make some decisions in this round. This is Act 3's episode and Junction 3. So things are getting much higher stakes now, obviously. Paul looks like he's quite stressed. So we have to help him out by making more stress because you know my decisions at this point. It'll be very interesting to see what it is. The title is called Martin Hatch or Dr. Sophia Armorall. So we have to make a choice, and they literally just planted it right now. So it'll be very interesting what to choose. So in this moment, obviously Paul is dying and well, not, I mean, dying, yes, but it looked more like he was becoming a shifter. Like he was like becoming like ephemeral. Like you could see through him. And he looked like he was going the way of Dr. Kim. So I wonder if like his sickness is, yes, eating away at him, possibly killing him for sure, like this form at least, but like I wonder if it's gonna become more like the shifters that we were reading about last time. So I think that's what's happening to him. So it'll be interesting to kind of hear more about that, presumably, I suppose. But he was taking out his frustration on Martin Hatch, but Martin Hatch is definitely trying to spin the events of what's going on. We know that it is Martin Hatch, right? And this is putting us in a very interesting conundrum, because if we are going to have to choose between these two people, it's like, do we choose the decision we know is right? We know Martin is the betrayer, right? So player character knowledge in this sense, in the D&D terms, yes. We shouldn't be using that knowledge, right, as Paul, because Paul doesn't know that, right? He has to make up his own decisions with none of the knowledge that we know as the player, right? But Remedy clearly intended for us to know this outside information as a player to be influencing our decisions now. So the conundrum will be to figure that out. We haven't even made it this far, so let's just keep going. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's do the thing. You know, we're not gonna talk forever. Hopefully, I try not to, but it's just there's so many things to unpack. At least they cleared all the guests. Can we have a beer? Can we have a drink? A cube? It glows. We can just chill. Oh, they brought the laptop here. Can we have like a drink first? It looks like we can, actually.
I should have been here. Somebody made a false report. Sent me to the tunnels to divert my attention.
Like I said, people working against you.
Well, we know that was Beth.
Who was that on the radio?
We're still working on that.
Bruh. We're still working on that. Oh. Is the note still here?
Do you want to see this laptop or not?
Martin is sick of my shit. He's like, sir. Is there anything around to go look at? I mean, I presume we're gonna like walk further, but
How do you want to proceed?
sure. We'll check
Somebody was working against me. Somebody close. Martin Hatch. Sophia Amaral. I could only trust one of them.
Also, remember, Paul now has to go back through his memories and like think of everything he's been seeing up to this moment. And now we already knew, he already knew. Did he know that there was a betrayer inside Monarch? I think he did, because he knew about Liam Burke, but they didn't know, as Martin Hatch just put it, how deep the iceberg goes, right? But he did see Martin Hatch and Amaral at the party, and they were definitely not having a friendly conversation. So that would be in my memory of like who was in that moment. They were clearly in opposition, but I guess it's who do you trust more?
I want him apprehended. Immediately.
So I have some information about Martin Hatch.
Martin had been my closest advisor for years. I began to wonder if that had been a mistake.
Sophia's loyal. She's always been loyal.
I don't think we can trust her. The way she looked at the countermeasure like she's seen it before. She knows what it does.
Sophia's research had saved my life. Loyalty doesn't run any deeper.
I'll hold my tongue till after.
All right, Amaral. Let's go fix the time machine.
I said I'll try.
Evidence was mounting against Sophia. I couldn't simply ignore it, despite everything we had been through.
And she knew you'd never make it without those treatments. And then she took them away.
If she'd turned against me with what she knew, the damage could be immeasurable.
Okay, this is very interesting, the way that what they've shown us with these two visions. It's not much in either direction. So, Paul really doesn't know anything. That's what it just told me. And that's really not good for Paul's situation, because he's basically just doing a blind guess at this moment. Genuinely trying to think about both situations. Removing ourselves from Paul, because that gave us really nothing to go on. Basically just that if Sophia had betrayed him, she has enough knowledge to do considerable damage. Whereas if Hatch has betrayed Paul, this has been happening for years under his nose, essentially, and that's kind of all he's said about it. But it's interesting that of what he's seen with both of these things, there's no evidence to support either of these claims right now. So what he has to go on for Paul's brain seems to be relatively nothing. I mean, he's seen them butt heads, he's seen them not friendly towards each other, but other than that, there's no real hard evidence to point him in one direction or the other. So removing him for a moment, and it's just us talking. Should I do this? If we side with Martin Hatch and we blame Sophia for things, Paul says the evidence is mounting against her. And that's really strange to me, because there's none that we saw. At least that I'm remembering right now. Like, there's no evidence at all to suggest that she's done anything. She's been using the treatments to cure him. She's the only one who can. There's definitely something to be said that if we're going the malicious route with Sophia, that she's keeping him alive to keep her in a job. If he drops dead, there's nothing for her to do. But you could say the same thing for Martin Hatch, right? Like, if Paul isn't funding the whole endeavor and Monarch Solutions isn't running itself, right? technically Martin Hatch doesn't have a job from Paul's perspective. Now we know that Martin Hatch has been running this without Paul for decades, probably, because Paul's been in the shadows doing whatever else. So we know that Martin Hatch doesn't need Paul, but Paul doesn't know that. Does that make sense? There's not much to discuss. Like, there's not much to digest here other than that. Like, we have the knowledge. We know who the real betrayer is. And basically, do we want to follow through on our personal player knowledge rather than the character knowledge that I've been trying to play through with Paul? I almost, you guys know me, I almost want to just do betray Amaral, because, like, in Paul's, you could make up a story either way, right? You could say that, like, oh, like, she planned her own kidnapping to get out of this, right? And then now she can go work on the countermeasure against Paul, taking away the treatments, crumbles his empire, boom, done, right? And you can say the same thing with Martin Hatch, right? He's here because he has to play the role. He got Sophia Amaral out in order to kill Paul, which was actually the plan. So there's a story you can make either way to kind of confirm each choice, which obviously is how the game works and how life works. For if you're gonna pick someone to blame, you're gonna stack that shit to make sure you're right, especially if you're an egotistical maniac like Paul, kind of, mostly. The evil Paul, villain Paul, right? This is our villain origin story. Continuing that villain origin story, trust the guy who's been running the company for all this time, right, who probably has had the most opportunity to be a traitor, or don't trust the doctor who's been saving your life, who has all of the knowledge of everything you've been doing, and I guess could be doing this, like, in the shadows, right, quietly, in when she's not being paid attention to. I'm just kind of confused about what they would want us to go on. Jack's vision kind of showed up a little bit in there. It seems to be like a small prediction for Paul that Sophia knows about the countermeasure isn't really that revelatory, because she knows about everything, all the technology. This is her science. This is like what she's been studying her whole life. So for her to know about the countermeasures, like, yeah, I would hope that she kind of does. You know, the core, the countermeasure, the chronon sickness, all that stuff, that's her purview. So I would hope that she does. So it doesn't really give us much to go on. Martin Hatch has the best way of spinning things, right? Oh, well, you know, somebody's on the inside doing this. Liam Burke is just the beginning. We're trying to figure out what's going on. He's been running everything, but it also puts all of the blame on him no matter what, right? So, you know, Doctor getting kidnapped, not knowing who's on the radio, right, who drew everybody to the tunnels falsely, all of that is under his control, and he fucked that up. It was either a mistake or it wasn't, right? They kind of want us to rely on our future knowledge, extraneous knowledge, and I guess that kind of gives us an idea of what it's like to be in Paul's shoes, if that makes sense, because our player character knowledge, right, as the player, we've been able to read as Jack, right, all of the documents concerning Martin Hatch, things that Paul wouldn't know. But because we do know, we have the power to know the future, right? So we can technically choose the right answer here, and I feel like that's what they want us to do. They want us to side with Dr. Amaral because we know that Martin Hatch is the problem. I have really a pickle to pick between, because knowing that we know it's Hatch almost just makes me want to just blame Amaral and side with Hatch. I don't know what to do. I guess the other thing that we need to consider is the repercussions for Beth. Because inevitably, either investigation is going to have to lead into who called in the radio thing to send everybody to the tunnels, including Paul, right? Was a red herring, right? So they already talked about that, and they're trying to figure out who it is. I wonder, because Sophia Amaral doesn't have any connections to Beth as far as we know. Martin Hatch would at least know who Beth is, but I don't really see, other than just like Paul's just gonna have to have somebody like Hatch dig into it or dig into it himself. I don't really see how it would affect how either of these choices would affect Beth's fate. I mean, and presumably she's like out of here. Also, if he does choose to trust Martin Hatch and say that Dr. Amaral is the traitor, like, what is he gonna do about it? She's gone, right? I guess he's gonna figure out, like, I mean, he's gonna go through her shit, obviously, and, like, figure out if she was really treating him correctly and making him better, or turning him into something more like the shifters, or, like, I mean, he's gonna have to go through all of her things and figure more stuff out. If we trust Sophia, Hatch is literally standing right here, so he can just, like, have him arrested or whatever. I think I'll just go with, unfortunately, Sophia, because that's the only thing we've kind of got. He's here, he's already taking the blame because Paul's mad. Sophia's gone, what are we gonna do about it? So, I don't really feel like it's fair at all, but I feel like that's the way that Paul's leaning and the game's leaning. Obviously, we already know it's the truth. Like I said, I would want to go against all things and just Stanley Parable my way and be like, no, let's just see with Sophia, because she could be the traitor, and why not do the choice that they don't want us to do? But that's kind of breaking from how I've played so far. I've been trying to maintain the same line of reasoning that I've been playing with as Paul so far, trying to be in Paul's mindset. So he seems to be most suspicious against Martin Hatch, so we're gonna trust Sophia.
Sophia's data's always been good. I'll trust her judgment. We need to analyze these figures and make final preparations to activate the lifeboat protocol at once.
Fine. I'll take the laptop to the science department.
He's gonna keep it.
No, I think I'll do that myself.
Smart. He knows.
I see.
I'm sorry, Martin. Oh man,
Sir?
I kind of hope he
Put people
kicks
on
our
Mr.
ass
Hatch.
later.
I want constant eyes on him.
Yes, sir. You got it. We pulled some images from the security cameras. We've identified Joyce's accomplice. She's Beth Wilder, one of our mid-level operatives.
Her. My God, she's been with us all along. She's working with Jack. Where is she now?
Unknown, but we've got a kill team tracking her.
No. She can't be killed. Not yet. Find her. And whatever Mr. Hatch does, I want to know about it. Don't screw this up.
No pressure. Hatch definitely knows that we know.
Beth Wilder. It was the first time I'd heard her name, but she had been there in the past. When it all started. She'd been here the whole time, working against me from the inside. And she wasn't the only one.
Whoa. Wow, I'm in the majority for once. But they didn't give you anything else to go on. Like, it's so weird to me that they just didn't give anything else. So, I wonder if choosing the other side, siding with Martin Hatch and going against Dr. Sophia Amaral, I wonder if anything changes for Beth in that regard. I'd be curious to know. But either way, kind of a weird junction for me. I get the decision because I think it's a big decision and I definitely think it comes down to that, but I just kind of wish they gave us more to think about. That's my only thing. I'm not going to say it 20 more times, so we're just going to move on to the episode. But very interesting to know that he's seen Beth Wilder before, that they've actually dealt with each other before, and she was stopping him in the past? Well, technically, I guess the future past? Oh, God. I don't know! Somewhere in the timeline, they crossed paths. I guess it has to be the future, because he's in the past trying to prevent things, right? So, in the future, he saw Beth, and Beth was trying to stop him. He knew about it, and then I guess just forgot? He's been enacting the plan, gone back to do Monarch Solutions, all of that jazz, and I guess she's been so low on the radar, like, within Monarch, that I guess he didn't notice that she was there. I mean, we know he's been out of touch, and we know that he's not been running Monarch Solutions. Martin Hatch has, so presumably that's why she's been able to get under the radar, especially without changing her name. He's like, Beth Wilder. He's like, oh shit, Beth Wilder. Okay, let's get to the episode.
The treatments, they're losing their effectiveness.
Sophia, you shouldn't worry so much.
Yeah, ma'am.
Back up slowly.
Chair to the face!
I need to get in that lab. There's something in there that I need.
The lifeboat protocol.
Paul's a very dangerous man, and things will only get worse if he continues unchecked.
What is it that you're so threatened by, Martin?
Do I look threatened to you?
This is Dr. Amaril's report. The stutters, they're increasing in frequency.
What is that?
A chronon-disrupted life form. Extremely hostile. It's Dr. Kim.
I think Paul's turning into that.
Let's go! Let's go! Don't put one of those on!
He's like, bye, bitch. And then he takes the other harness, too. It's so shitty.
Let's go! Let's go!
Go, go, go. I'm so excited. Deception. You're gonna get your ass whooped, buddy. What are you gonna do by yourself? Okay. Get comfy. The eye drops, that's right. He's taking like chronon eye drops. So he either has poisoning or he's trying to like give himself power? I don't know if it works like that. But why eye drops? They've made a to-do of that about that twice now.
Phantom team, we need a perimeter check. Copy that.
Here's the hatch.
He's gonna think you're a traitor, buddy. No, not the buffering! There we go.
And what did Burke want with it?
Well, I don't know. I don't even know what the
music.
lifeboat protocol is.
It's a sanctuary, designed to shelter a list of Monarch's essential personnel to weather the storm until they can develop a solution.
Oh, that's a good way to put it without trying to sound...
Essential personnel.
Yeah, you're not one of them, buddy.
So that means that I'd be on that list, right?
He's gonna say.
Not under Paul Serene's lead, you wouldn't.
Oh, straight up.
He's failed to see the value in his own people. Too consumed with grand ideals and delusions.
There you go, Martin Hatch.
You know what I find to be the most terrifying notion on this planet? The idea of God. Simply the idea. A being with that much power. The ability to take and give so freely. That kind of control. But should be feared, not worshipped. Yet, people believe in it. Just as people believe in Paul Serene. See, what's so scary about God isn't his control, but rather, if he ever lost it. Paul Serene's become unhinged, Charlie. He's triggered a catastrophe. He has the chance to fix it, but he's choosing not to. He's choosing to let things end.
The end of time.
And this is where we come in. We risk too much leaving the keys to the kingdom in one man's hands. We need insurance. There's something called the CFR. It's a crucial key to our survival and must remain safe. But as long as Paul is the only one with access to it, it isn't. With access to the CFR, I would take over, get Monarch back on track, and once I do, restructuring would be in order, Charlie. Restructuring that would see you as my right hand.
I'd be on the list.
Absolutely.
Then I need to go back to Monarch. And that sort of privilege escalation, it can only be done from the inside.
Charlie's just getting used by everybody because he's got all the keys, but he's got no answers.
That's good.
I put the island on lockdown.
Tell your
But the
face,
pump
man.
house on the west side has an old supply tunnel that runs beneath the bay. No one knows about it. You'll go unseen. Time is of the essence, Charlie. Better get to it.
He's like, oh, yeah, yeah, I'm going. Let me go. Bye. Man, why do we betray him? I follow this man to the end of the earth.
Commander Davis.
Yes, sir.
Head to the perimeter lab. We're moving forward.
Hell yeah, we're moving forward.
The frequency of the stutters is still unpredictable, but they're persistent. Erratic, but persistent.
I need certainty. If I initiate the protocol, there's no going back.
Mr. Serene, something like this. There is no certainty.
He's at your
We've
fucking
never dealt
side.
with it before.
How long?
We've been running Dr. Amaril's simulations. It's hard to say without her to confirm, but
Just give me a time.
the Joyce field could collapse within 8 hours.
Woo!
Mr. Serene, if you're going to proceed, now would be the time to decide.
Stutter. At least it gives him a moment to be less pissy. He just casually just like, whoop. Oh, he must be so stressed. And he's like getting sicker, right? Somebody's got
Charlie.
Oh, is it Fiona?
Fiona.
Hey, bud. Where you going?
You're right. Time's ending, just like you said. And the lifeboat protocol, it's a place. They built it to protect people from the fracture. And the only problem is there's a list, and anyone who's not on it is pretty much fucked. But if we make it back to the mainland, I can get us on the list. All of us.
This entire island is on lockdown. How are we gonna do that, Charlie?
There's a tunnel.
All right, if you are lying to me this time, I swear to God.
No, get off! Tired of this shit. I don't know why you're doing this, but I don't have to put your name on shit, motherfucker.
What'd you do to him?
He's fine. I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna put me on that list. I got a pregnant wife at home, and she's the only thing that I am thinking about right now. So if you get in the way of me protecting her, I swear to fucking God, next time, you will not catch your breath.
Lead the way.
I'd be like, Fiona and Liam, you guys? Oh my God, what a coincidence! Because he's got the phone to Hatch, right? So that Hatch knows. He's a cleverly loyal one. He's hoping that there will be people to apprehend them. Squeak, mommy. Everybody act normal. Charlie's so interesting. His character's in his position to be the only person who can really, like, do a lot of damage to unlock everything, right? But at the same time, he knows almost nothing.
Dr. Emerald.
Smart. Oh fuck, he's gonna blow it to hell.
So, he said, here we are.
5 minutes out, Mr. Hatch.
What is that?
Not sure. It was playing when we came in.
Oh yeah, that's the thing we triggered in the parking lot. Sounds like Christopher Lee. It's the other doctor, magician. Dr. Q.
I've come to free you, my friend. This imprisonment, it's unsettling. It's time for you to rejoin the others, to return to the infinite.
Whoa. The others. The infinite. This is new information. I mean, we knew there might have been other shifters. They say they come at the end of time. Cool guys don't look at explosions. With all your dudes in there? Fuck. He's like evil. I love it.
How far along is your wife?
3 months.
Congratulations.
Charlie's like, fuck yeah. Punch him. He's like, alright, bye bitches. Just give him like a good slap or something. Oh.
What the fuck is that?
We're under the bay.
You better move!
Liam?
Oh shit, go! Go faster!
Stand back! Stand back!
Let's go! Go, 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 go! Man, I don't know who to root for. I kind of root for everybody.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least he
I'm
looks
good.
out for the others, I
When
guess.
do you get...
Get on the fucking ground! Hey, no, we're with Monarch!
What don't you understand?
No, get on the ground! Hey, no. Hey, I'm the one that called it in. I'm Hatch's guy.
Winnicott.
Yeah.
Where's she?
She's Chronon scientist. She's important. We have to get her back to Monarch right away. Please.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now! Yeah.
Is Liam fucking toast?
Gibson, I got Burke.
Fiona, you gotta listen to me. Hey.
Oh, shit, you killed him!
Fuck!
He didn't kill him.
Hey! I didn't know that they were gonna kill him. What was I supposed to do?
Oh, well, I guess he called it in. He called it in.
About you, Charlie!
Are you stealing this car?
Just get the fuck out of here.
No, you're gonna need me.
I got what I needed out of you.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it.
Why don't you open your eyes? The world is about to end. I'm trying to do something.
Yeah, you're a real hero.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that wasn't a good one.
I'll see you there.
Burke.
Was he actually dead?
Fuck.
I guess, yeah, she realized that he was called in. That was the people he called. Oopsies. Yeah, he's toast.
You know, I'm really gonna try.
Oh, he's not
killing your
toast.
wife.
You should've just left it there, buddy. He ain't gonna die, he's got the wife. Charlie, you're toast, motherfucker. Oh. Nice. The Revenant has come. Take his gun. At that point, I would make sure. Yep. 18 hours after the fractured time. So this is before we make the
Commander
decision.
Davis?
As Paul.
Davis and his team. They're all good men. Monarch's finest.
Paul, what about my treatments?
I'm afraid so.
You know what this means?
You don't know for sure.
I'm in danger! You let this happen!
Jack, he wants me to become you. He wants me to suffer until the end.
Joyce and Wilder. But what was troubling me is who got them in the Kim's lab. She paid a visit while she was thought to be missing, minutes before the explosion. Paul.
Man, I wish we got to see this
Paul,
before the junction.
Paul, will you listen to me? Look, it's time you see her for who she really is. This was a parting gift.
They forced her.
She's trying to destroy you,
She's
Paul.
trying to help me.
Oh, Jesus, but... Look at you. The smartest man I know. Blinded by a fool's love.
Or maybe you're just not that deep, Martin.
Paul, what are you planning on?
Sophia's loyal.
She's gotten inside your head.
She's always been loyal.
You need to think about this.
If the fracture's happening now, I owe this to her.
Everybody looks stressed as fuck. What's happening? He's turning it on. So that's the lifeboat protocol? That machine? Martin Hedge is like, fuck! There's your answer. Him walking away like that tells him what he needs to know, that he was the betrayer. But I swear they made that decision 24 hours or 25 hours after in the game. But a minute ago it said 18 hours. So they're gonna round up all the people that are on the list, right?
Dr. Hogan?
What the hell is it?
The protocol's been initiated.
I need to wake my family.
I'm afraid we have no time.
your jammies, sir. Wow, nothing. He's not even gonna say goodbye? Holy shit. I mean, they said no time. 18 hours.
Thank you. Welcome. Tonight marks a momentous occasion for years.
So he did broadcast it out.
Liam?
Hey, pal. I'm glad you could make it. I was just telling your girl here how concerned about you we've been.
Emily, we need to go.
Go? What's the rush?
Emily, let's go.
They're just in their back like, we'll drag them both. Nothing you can do to hurt him, though. Yep. Liam will not die until she's safe.
Emily, give me the keys. Give me the keys.
Get away from me. Get
Emily,
away.
listen.
No.
Listen, please. This is not who I am. This is not. I'm telling you, I never felt good doing this. I never felt good doing this. But it's the only thing I knew how to do. And when I got back, I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything to do. And Monarch, they found that useful, and they put me to work. And I swear to God, I couldn't stand being alone. So every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I would walk down the street because it was the only 2 nights at the bartender. She wasn't at school. And I told myself every night to ask you out. It took me a fucking year. But Emily, if Monarch, if they gave me structure, you gave me purpose. I did this to protect you. I did this to protect us, our family. I did this to protect our family. And Emily, you have to listen to me. Something terrible is coming, and I will explain to you on the way, but we have to move. We have to move right now. If you will just let me protect you one last time. Please. Please. This is me. It's me. It's me. Okay. We have to go. We have to go right now. Okay.
Katie's like, fuck you guys. But it's interesting because, right, she's a nurse. She's saving lives, and he's taking them away. And it's genuinely, like, terrifying to watch someone else kill somebody, right? So he doesn't believe it. He's not looking so good either.
Yeah, it's Pierce. I'm at the perimeter lab. So I have some information about Martin Hatch.
I want him apprehended. Immediately.
So a guy survived and told? Does that make us justified? Oh! They always ended in such a good place. Damn. Damn. So many things are happening. My cat. Sebastian was like, oh! Oh, okay. That's interesting, though. Very interesting. So, we basically have 8 hours until all shit is hitting the fan. We've activated the lifeboat protocol. Charlie is playing all sides in order to try and get his way. And he wanted to play Martin Hatch to get in. But he also wanted to get Fiona. And that backfired. Because he got Liam shot or killed in her eyes because she doesn't know that he's still alive. Whoops. And then Liam is going full Revenant. He's just done. He's like gonna kill anything that prevents him from getting to his wife and getting his wife and him in the lifeboat sanctuary, right? The place that he needs to be to protect them both. And the wife is the nurse, which we know, and obviously is like terrified to see the true colors of her husband. Also in front of all of her colleagues, right? All of the people that help her save lives on a daily basis literally just watched her husband with his bare hands murder another dude. That's... You're not coming back from that. Now, she doesn't know that the end of the world is coming. If she knew that, there'd be maybe a little less judgment, but she doesn't know anything about anything. And Liam is slowly putting the pieces together. And we obviously know why he's behaving the way he's behaving. And we know, I think, at this point that Liam's a good guy. Like, he was picked to be in, like, the Striker program. So, like, he's not, right, he's a soldier at heart, right? He's been trained to let go of all of the inhibitions that would make you hesitate or anything like that, right? He has a very special and very specific set of skills. But we know that Liam acts with good intentions, right? He doesn't want to be a killer, and he is genuinely doing everything that we've seen that he's doing to protect his wife and the baby. So, like, we know him to be a good guy, but she has no idea what's going on, right? So she just witnessed her husband murder a man, and she's like, holy fuck. Like, that's not okay by normal people standards, right? But most people aren't operating under the, we're gonna die in 8 hours, and, you know, the whole end of the world and time is gonna collapse, and, you know, small things like that, right? So there's that. Beth has been found out, Martin has been found out, and he's gonna be arrested. Now the question is, Martin Hatch, I think, is clever enough to know that Paul knows that he's the traitor, right? So what is Martin Hatch gonna do about it now? I don't think he's dumb enough to just be like, oh, well, you caught me, oh shit. Like, he's too crafty. He's been doing this for at least a decade, right? If Monarch Solutions has been around for 17 years and Martin Hatch has been in control of that, he can't have been doing it from, like, the very beginning. But at some point, Martin Hatch turned and realized what he could be doing with this, right? The real captain of the ship, not the pseudo-captain of the ship like Paul thinks. Everything's building. I'm really thrilled. I'm so excited for this. The next episode is the penultimate episode. The penultimate act. So Act 4, the last one before Act 5, where all hell is gonna break loose. The countdown is started. The protocol is activated. Shit is getting absolutely real. Like, if it was getting real before, it's on fire now. I'm really curious what the last decision with Paul is, what the next junction is for Act 4. I don't know what it could be, but I know we'll find out, so I'm very excited to find out what that's going to be. Act 4 will be right over here, you guys. We're nearing the end, and it's going to be pretty killer, pretty awesome, time-shattering, even, if you will. And the next decision, last and final decision, I think, because I don't imagine that episode 5 has a junction. So I think it's the last decision that we have to make. It'll be right over here, so shit's getting real, you guys. I'll see you at the end of time.